Equation is an equation that includes one or more logs involving a variable. When you only have one log on one side of the equation, we can change it to exponential form. So just like when we had our exponential, like these, we changed them to logs to solve them. We can do the same thing, change our logs to exponents in order to solve. Okay, so looking at our first one, I got log of 3 minus 2x equals negative 1. What's my base there? Log of base what? 10. When there's nothing there, 10 is our base, okay? So in order to get rid of the log, you use that base as a base and take the log as an exponent, okay? So what we're going to kind of do is turn this log of 3 minus 2x into an exponent. So we're going to take 10 to the power of log of 3 minus 2x. And then when I do here, I have to do here. So 10 to the power of negative 1. Okay. What happens when we do that is that the 10 and the log cancel. So all I have left on the left-hand side is 3 minus 2x. Okay. And then on the right-hand side, I have this is 10 to the negative 1. What is 10 to the negative 1 power? 1/10. Very good. From there, we just solve like we normally would. How do I get the x by itself? Subtract 3. So negative 2x equals, this is the same as 0.1, right? So if I subtract 3 from that, what do I get?
Negative 3.9.
Hold on.
Or negative 2.9.
There you go. Negative 2.9. Then what would I do? Divide by negative 2. And x equals 1.45. Okay. Big thing that I want you to take away is to get rid of logs. We take it 10 to the power of our log, and then they cancel. Okay. So here, our log is by itself, right? There's nothing else in the way. So I'm going to take each side, base 10, and turn these into exponents. Okay. So what happens with my 10 and log? Cancel. And on the left hand, I'm left with just my parentheses stuff. 5x plus 2. On the right hand side, I have 10 to the power of 2, which is 100. Okay. From there, what do I do? Subtract 2, so I have 5x equals 98. So x is 19.6. Very good. So whenever you have a log by itself on one side of the equation, take 10 to that power and they cancel. Just don't forget that what you do on one side, you have to do the other. Okay. Questions so far? Okay. What one of those stars things says is that you have to have only one log on one side. Okay. This one I have 2 logs, right, on the left-hand side. How can I turn it into one log? Okay, but I only want log on one side. Is my base the same? Yeah. When I subtract logs, it's the same as dividing. So I can turn this into log. What's going to go on top? Yep. 6 divided by 3x. Those rules we talked about Thursday? Wednesday maybe? Subtraction means division, and add means multiply. Okay. Let's simplify that before we move on. What can I do with 6 divided by 3x? 2 divided by x, yeah. So just dividing, we get 2 divided by x. Okay. Now I have a log all by itself, right? Just one on one side. How do I get rid of my log? Yeah, take 10 to the power of it. So 10 here, 10 here. What happens here? Cancel, so I'm left with 2 divided by x. And what is 10 to the negative 2 power? 1 over 100, yeah.
Cross multiply.
Cross multiply. X equals how much?
200.
200. Very good. Okay. Questions there? Don't turn the page yet. We're gonna add another one next to it. You guys have some room over here, right? Okay. Kind of another basic one. Log 2x plus 5 equals 2. Okay.
Put the 2x plus 5 in parentheses.
I was gonna say, do we have one like, I think this was in parentheses, wasn't it?
Yeah, we
Okay. What's the difference between this and what we just wrote down?
5 and the silver opposite.
5 is opposite, what else?
Parentheses.
It's not in parentheses, okay? This one was in,
The 5 isn't attached, right?
right, exactly. This is in parentheses, so all this is a part of our log. Whereas like Allison said, since this isn't in parentheses, this 5 isn't a part of my log. So I need to get rid of it. Okay, your log has to be by itself in order to do the 10 power. Okay, so how do I get rid of it? Subtract. Good. So I get log of 2x equals negative 3. Is my log by itself now? No.
You have 2.
Say what?
Or there's a 2x.
Well, that's part of my log, right? It's the log of 2x. So now that it's by itself, what can I do? 10 to my power. And what happens with 10 and log? Cancel. So I get 2x equals 10 to the negative 3 is 1 over 1,000. Divide by 2 and we get what for x?
Would it be negative 1,000?
What, bud?
Would it be negative 1,000 since it's a negative?
No,
3?
no, the negative means the 1 over. You can give it to me in decimal, that's fine. 3 zeros, right? Okay. Questions on this one? Okay. We're gonna add another one. You got some room up top. We're gonna add another one up there. We got 8 log x equals 2.4. Yeah, I made that up. So there's some like these in your homework that are easier than. Okay, is my log by itself? No. How would I get it by itself? Divide by 8, yeah. So divide by 8, Divide by 8. I got log of x equals how much? 0.3. Now what? 10 power. My log's by itself, so I get x equals 10 to the 0.3 is 5. What's that? Okay. Questions on those? Okay, we're going to turn up a little notch. Again, I have 2 logs. I only want 1. Is there a way that I can combine those 2 logs? Multiply, yeah, they're added, so I can multiply them. So I got the log of x minus 3 times x. Okay. Let's distribute. So we simplify our x minus 3x. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 3.
Dropping down.
What's up? And this should, I don't know, technically probably be in parentheses. Because it's all log, right? That's all part of our log. How do I get rid of my log? 10 power. So these cancel. What do I have left on my left-hand side? X squared minus 3x. And on my right side, what do I get? 10. Ooh. Bring the 10 over to the other side. So I get x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. Ooh, how do I solve those? Our parentheses things, yeah. Factor. I know I got x here. I gotta multiply to negative 10, add to negative 3. What's more? Negative 5, positive 2. You sure?
Yep.
Yep, okay. So what's our x here? Positive 5, x here? Negative 2. Guess what we gotta do?
See which one works.
See which one works. They might both work. Plug them in. I would plug into our original. So if I plug in 5 first, 5 minus 3 is 2. So take log 2 plus log 5 and see if you get 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works? Okay, so x equals 5 works. How about negative 2? So log of negative 5 plus log of negative 2.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, probably because you can't take logs of negative numbers. So our only answer is that x equals 5. Questions? Ready for one more step? Sure. I got a bunch of stuff going on there. First thing that I have is a 2 out front here. Well, do the rest of these have 2s? No, so I probably don't want to divide by 2 or so it's going to get messy. So what can I do if something's out front and I have a log? Yeah, bring it to a power. Yeah, square. So this is log of x squared. Can we do 2 steps in one, you think? Let's try it. What does minus mean if I'm going to combine all to one log? Divide. So I should take x squared and divide by 5. What does plus mean? multiply. So times 3.2. That looks super ugly, but that's okay. This is a times. I made it up like this. Times 3.2. Okay, questions on where all that mumbo jumbo came from? Okay, let's make it look prettier. So we got the log of multiply 3.2x squared and then divided by 5. Would you agree that's the same thing? Yes, yes, it is. Is my log by itself? Yeah, what should I do? 10. Do my 10s. So I get 3.2x squared divided by 5 equals how much? 10 cubed? 1,000. Now I gotta start getting rid of stuff. What's the first thing I do? Multiply by 5 and we get 5,000. Then what? Divide by 3.2 and we get
1,562.
okay. When I square root, how many answers do I get? 2. But what do we find out about negatives? They don't work. So just worry about our positive root. So 530. Questions there? Okay. B. Are my logs on the same side? No. Let's get them on the same side. How am I going to do it? Subtract. Yeah, I'm going to bring this log over. So I got the log of 4x plus 2 minus the log of x minus 1, and that equals 1. Can I do my 10 power now? No, why? What's wrong? There's 2 logs. I only want 1 log, so what am I going to do? Divide. Good. 4x plus 2 divided by x minus 1 still only equals 1. Now am I okay? Yep. So 4x plus 2 over x minus 1 equals 10. Oh boy. How do I solve? Times x minus 1. It is not just 10 times x minus 1. Your 10 needs to be distributed. 10x minus 10. Now what? Subtract 4x and I get, what am I doing with my 10? Add it so I get 12. How much is x? 2. Yeah, no, you're good. 2. Done. Oh, that was so painful.